Factors Union Hush Box, the Cadmus keyword. We're going to be starting with the Archivist, this gentleman in the center. That's the artwork. Here's our render. Pretty easy sprue. We'll probably go body, legs, head, arm. D5, the torso. D4, the legs. D3, the head. D2, the right arm. It connects in two spots, one at the elbow and the other one at the torso. You can see where it goes. And D1, the left arm and book. Archivist. Easy as hell. Honestly, I don't even have like a hardest part of this. Both the arms thought they would be more difficult, but they've got pretty solid connection points, so overall, just put it together. Probably don't even need this video. Also, if you're not calling this guy Jonathan Sims, you're wrong. Artefactors Union Hush Box. We're going to be doing the minions now, the Spelleaters. Spelleater A is our first one. It's this artwork. And it is this render. We're going to call this one Sabrina. Here's our sprue. We're going to go ahead and pop out A6 here. It's labeled as A6 on the other sprue that these guys come on. Yeah, there you go. And then we're actually going to add the arms and the head to it first before we then put the coat on and then figure out the magic last. Okay, start with A6. Flip it over. Now we add A5, the right arm. Left arm, sorry, the left arm. This part should be flush. Now A1, the right arm. Again, just make sure that this is nice, clean, and flush. A2, the head, and yet again, just make sure it looks nice and clean. View from the front. A7 is our coat back. It should go on there real nice if we got those bits to be even. And our look from the back. Alright, before we add them to the rest of the model, let's go ahead and combine our last bits. This is A3, and A4 will connect on the end here. Okay, this was hard. But, you know, you got me, so I'm hopefully going to make it a little bit easier for you. So, okay, this is our Spelleater, and this is like part of our magic swooshy, and this is like our other part of our magic swooshy. This is A4, I think, and A3. This is the one that's going on the bottom. These two bits connect to this model, as far as I can tell, in only two spots. And then they connect to each other, so it's going to be a little bit fragile, but this is why you definitely need plastic cement, because it will kind of stick, but allow you to fiddle with it and get it in the right spots. Okay, let's start with this one, A3. It's going to be kind of on the bottom. So I already made sure I could assemble it first, so this is why it's easier to see. The connection point is right in there. Come on. Right in there. That rough bit. That's the connection point. And it connects right here on her, like, ankle, I guess? And then goes around the cape. Also going to be easier if you glue to a base. Okay, now glue on the sushi bit to the ankle. Don't worry too much about the angle. We'll get it figured out later. Okay, here's A4. Our connection point is on the other side. Just grab you right there. See that? Right there? You can barely see it, but the connection point is, like, right there on the thigh. And make sure you loop this around the right arm. Okay, again, just make sure the glue in the right spot, and now connect the two pieces. There we go. Stay tuned for the reveal. Spelleater 1A, whatever, Sabrina, is... Oh my god. That was difficult. It's pretty, but... Holy hell. So, the magic part is obviously the hardest part of it. Just getting it to connect and link up and look nice. It's a lot of poking and prodding. You could do it the way I did in this video, where I put both pieces onto the model separately and then connected them to sort of make the angle look good. You can definitely put them together first and then glue them to the model afterwards. It's just a lot more wiggling and something I can't really do in this format. If I was just like videotaping myself wholesale, that might work better. But as long as you connect it to the ankle and to the thigh there, you should be able to finagle it into place. Artefactors Union Hush Box. We're going to be doing Spelleater B or 2 or B2, whatever, today. And I just realized the box is because none of them have mouths. I'm dumb. Alright, no artwork for the second Spelleater. This is our render. Here is ye old sprue. We'll grab the body with its butt. Weird, you love butts. Anyways, then we'll add the head, the two arms, the leg, the flowy cape, and then end with the magic. E6, the body. I deeply apologize. It's this artwork. This is the artwork of Spelleater B, not A. I'm dumb. E7, the head. Just smoosh it in there and it'll eventually settle into the right spot. E4 is the left arm. Okay, so it looks like the right arm will be easier to do when the cape is on, so we're going to go and do the leg, which is E5. There we go, E5. Flip her over. Go ahead and add E3, our absurdly flowing cape. Now we have a completed right arm socket. Now put E2, our right arm, in there. Make sure there's no gaps, especially way in this tiny corner. And that right there is where our magic connects to this model. This is E1, our last bit, the magical effect, and that will connect to the part I pointed out on the cape. Just to get it in right, I ended up gluing it on there, and then using my lovely tweezers to squeeze it until it dried. Spelleater B is done. We're going to call this one Kelly. Easier than the last one. Not that easy, though. Make sure you get the cape on before you put the right arm on there. And the magic is kind of hard to place if you just stare at the render. You have to know that connection point is there on the cape, and now you got a 3D look of it and you understand where it's supposed to go. But on the render, it sort of looks like that magic's supposed to be interacting with the right arm, but it's not. And this is the pose you're going for. Best of luck. Artefactors Union Hush Box. We're on the last Spelleater, and this is Spelleater C or Spelleater 3. We're going to call you Chris, the one with the hood. That was the art. Here's our render. Here's our sprue. We'll start as usual. Grab the body. We'll add the head. Do the arm. Do the two legs. Put the front on. The front on might go on after the head, but I'm pretty sure the head needs to go on first. And then back of the cape and end with the magic. Hopefully it'll be easier than the first one. B2 the body. Add B8 the head. B7 the right arm. B5 is our left leg. B6 is our right leg, and at this point she should be able to stand up on her own. B9 is the front of the dress. Turn around. B4 is the back of the skirt. You might need to push down on the top of it with your knife because it's floating. It shouldn't be resting on the leg. Okay, grab yourself B1, and you see this, part right here. And it's going to connect on the cape right there. It'll look like this going around the outside of the arm, but obviously it is flush with the skirt there. And then you just glue B3 right in there, and that will rest on the ground. And I'm looking like that. Spelleater C, Spelleater 3, whatever numbering we're going with, is done. Say it's maybe more difficult than the second one, but easier than the first. We're going to call her Chris, by the way. The hard part, again, just kind of getting the magic and finagling it into place and then making sure it doesn't break when you're putting her on the base or just waiting for her to dry. But it's doable. Have fun. They're pretty models.